I want to thank you all for coming this evening and being a part of this meeting. You know, several of you have come and you've shared concerns with me as far as how we are doing things as a church and helping in the community. You know, this church has a wonderful, wonderful reputation of meeting the needs of the community. I'd really hate to see that change. But I want to really address your concerns, and I want to share with you the vision that I have for how we become and maintain being a missional church here in our community. The question that was posed to me was, should we help non-citizens continue to give to their needs and furnish supplies for their needs? And do we do that if we know that they're, in the country illegally, maybe not being processed through the immigration laws? I'd like to address that. The first question that we have to ask ourselves is, who are we? Who are we? The Bible is very clear that we are citizens of heaven. In fact, in Philippians 3:20, the Bible tells us that we're not of this world, that we're citizens of heaven. And because of Jesus, we have a new kingdom to live in. In this kingdom, everybody's welcome. In this kingdom, no one's turned away. In this kingdom, the needs are met. And we're called to live as citizens of the kingdom. We're children of God. We're children of faith. Who are we? We're people on a mission. God created us. He created us for community. He created us so that you and I would learn how to love God together and we'd love one another. We find ourselves at different places in this world, different stations, different economic resources. And God says, come to this kingdom and become one. Love one another and become one in Christ Jesus. Christ is the one who makes us acceptable to God and who brings us into this place in the kingdom. But he says that we have a commandment to follow. And that commandment is love. In fact, in Matthew, we read that we are to love God with all our heart, all our soul, mind, and oh yes, our neighbor as ourselves. That is a picture of the kind of love that Jesus said we were commanded to release. Doesn't sound like an option. And we know that God has made a way for us to walk in that kind of love because God's given us the Spirit who provides that constant fuel and power so that love can be released in our life. If the Spirit were to bring people to us so that you and I could release this love, do we really have a right to make a list and say, this is the list that says that these people here can eat, but we have a do not eat list over here where we're not going to feed these people because we're not sure, we're questioning whether or not they're valid citizens. Do you really want to be responsible for making that judgment call? And do you really want to start asking those kinds of questions? When people come in and they're needy, do we really feel like we want to have them sit down and fill out all kinds of paperwork just to find out if we want to help them? I mean, where's the compassion? Where's love? I'm not suggesting that there aren't responsibilities. But what I'm talking about here in this moment is the expression of love. I don't think that you and I have a right to sit back and decide who we're going to help when God brings us to his house. Who are we? We're people made in the image of God. And because of that, that means that you and I have to learn how to lay our lives down and our thoughts down and start picking up the mind of Christ. Christ was an excellent role model in how to love. And you remember the stories and lessons as well as I do, where God helped the leper, the outcast. He helped by providing food for people who are hungry, who have traveled long distances to listen to his word. He couldn't send them away hungry. And how can he? They had traveled from great distances. Are we sure that they were citizens of that country? We don't know that. Agape is God's standard, and we're going to need to learn how to flow in that. Who are we? We're people of justice. I'm reminded that God tells us what He can expect of us. Let's read it together. Micah, chapter 6, verse 8. And here's what the Lord requires of you. That you do justly, that you love kindness and mercy, to humble yourself, and to walk humbly with your God. If we are aware of a criminal status, that's one thing. If somebody comes in and they divulge that kind of information to us, then we need to connect them with someone who can help them. We have actually several attorneys in our congregation who have offered their time. And I believe it's okay to connect them because they can give them good guidance. They can offer them resources. But just as a person that's walking in, I think the best thing that we could offer them is a listening ear. In fact, I'm going to suggest that we need to start operating in a little different system, in that when people come in and they need food or shelter, or maybe some help with an electric bill or rent, that we sit down and we find out who they are and what's going on in their life. That we take time to know about them, not just hand them something, but to lift them out of what's going on. To find out where they find themselves spiritually. How can we just go ahead and just hand everything out and never really find out where they are spiritually? I feel like we need to continue to be this generous voice in this community. That's an awesome reputation for God and His house. But I also believe that we need to be wise in how we proceed, because some of you are concerned. Well, let's start listening to you. And as we listen, if you have concerns, let's act a little bit. The Spirit's going to bring people. The Spirit always brings people. And here are the words of Christ, because it's Christ that we should be like. So who are we? The Spirit of the Lord is upon me, because He has anointed me to preach the good news to the poor. He has sent me to announce release to the captives and the recovery of sight to the blind, to send forth, then deliver those who are oppressed, who are downtrodden, bruised, crushed, and broken down by calamity. There we go. That's our mission field, and we've chosen it.